What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We had a crazy day in the stock market today. We broke past all-time highs, and then out of nowhere, near the end of the day, the market kind of came crashing down. So in this video, we're going to be talking about everything that went on in the market today, why it came crashing down, and what we're looking out for the rest of this week. And at the end of the video, we have a $12 million option that we are eyeing with Amazon. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video. We have a lot of great news and a lot of great plays. If you guys aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe to see our videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. But let's get right into today's video.
Yeah, there was some awesome news that came out this morning between Pelosi and McConnell, and they said that they're going to be resuming talks as Congress rushes to strike a COVID stimulus deal. CNBC reports that McConnell said that he sees hopeful signs for reaching a relief agreement before the end of the year. And this initially sent the markets flying up this morning, and you can see even in the middle of the day, the markets really started going up here. And then CNBC reports that the markets came crashing down at the end of the day because Pfizer's only going to be able to ship half of the doses that they previously planned to ship for the COVID-19 vaccine. So there's going to be a lot of problems with this, and they found raw materials at the production facility, so that's the reason why they cannot ship all of their vaccines.
Yeah, so that was the big news that sent the markets down, but also there was news on how Gavin Newsom, who is the governor of California, announced a mini stay-at-home order, which of course is not good. We could see back in March when there were a ton of stay-at-home orders. The markets obviously were not doing too good. AMC got crushed today. What's going on with them?
Yeah, this is actually pretty crazy. Warner Bros. Is going to launch every 2021 movie on HBO Max at the same time it goes into the theaters. So that really hurt AMC today, and they're down 15%. And this is very worrying, especially for all of the theater companies out there. And AMC is almost starting to look like JCPenney had looked a few years ago. They're getting really close to bankruptcy, all the way down to $3.63. And we can see that whenever COVID hit back in March, they were all the way down to $1.95. So if there's another shutdown, I'm not sure that AMC and a lot of these other theaters are actually going to be able to stay open anymore.
It's really not looking good for them. And I just know personally, one of the main reasons I go to a movie theater is because, you get to see it because you can't buy it at home. But, considering this news, I think that's going to be a pretty bad blow to movie theaters.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to have that experience of going to the movies and seeing it, and then obviously, then it'll come out on DVD or on TV like a month or two later. But, now it's just going to be that you can just watch it at home, so why even go to the movies now? You can just get the candy and the popcorn at your house. You don't even have to go to the store anymore. You can just have it Amazon to you the next day.
And it'll be cheaper, right, than the movie?
Yeah, it'll be like 99 cents or something crazy.
Yeah, and then, Tom, what's going on with oil?
Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting here. OPEC had actually been meeting on Tuesday, and we had covered this, I believe, Monday night and Tuesday, but they had just been delaying their talks for the past few days, and now they finally are getting discussions going, and they said that they agreed to increase production by 500,000 barrels per day beginning in January, and this was very unexpected. They were actually expected to decrease production, and this actually should have sent the oil price down, but as we can see on this daily chart, oil had a green tick today, and if we go to the intraday chart, you can really see that pretty much ever since last night and early this morning, oil has just pretty much ticked up all day.
Awesome. So now let's get into our Discord member of the day. Today's member of the day is Tama. And this person said, just wanted to give this chance to thank Mike and Tom for the outstanding and hard work put into this community. He's up 29%. So he posted a screenshot of his Robinhood chart. In the past week, he's up 29%. So great job for all these plays, and thank you for the shout out. But yeah, I mean, the day trades have been working pretty well, Tom, this week. Boeing was a pretty solid one this morning. If we go to the day trading tab, we can see Boeing was called out this morning. We actually had it as a buy signal right above $229, and this thing ran all the way up to $242. And I know a lot of people did pretty well with that one. So if you guys want to see day trades just like this, it's completely free, and it's the first link in the description down below. But now let's get into our momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first momentum play is CVS.
Yeah, and shout out to Nat today for calling out CVS. That was an awesome trade by Nat. Awesome trade. But watch for CVS to go ahead and pop above 72.80.
Absolutely. With the next one, we have ZS.
ZS. Watch make this one pop above 190.
All right, and then we have Target, but this one is to the downside.
Yeah, we've actually been looking at Walmart and Target to the downside over the past few days. Make them go ahead and fall below 173.75.
Awesome. So yeah, CVS has a lot of momentum right now, as does ZS. It's actually at all-time highs with ZS, and then Target was actually at all-time highs last week, but they're starting to pull back. So I definitely have my eyes on Target, potentially for the downside. But yeah, looks like we have some good momentum plays for tomorrow. But now let's get into the unusual options activity for tomorrow, which had a $12 million option. It was the Amazon 3,250 strike call option. So looking at Amazon and basically just what happened in the market today, I really don't know how I'm feeling about this one, because it's not like we're crazy far out of the money, but still, I mean, we're still pretty far out of the money for this being a like 0 day to expiration option. Like, I would definitely have to say that they are shorting this option, meaning that they want Amazon below $3,250. Unless we see some crazy event, I doubt Amazon's going to be above $3,250 tomorrow. So I would have to say that they're shorting this.
Yeah, and you can see on an intraday chart, you can see that Amazon just the other day on Tuesday actually hit 3,250 and ended up falling then over the next couple of days. So it looks like that's going to pose as a pretty big resistance level. So I would definitely think that they shorted it, just because even if it hits that tomorrow and then bounces down, they would still win. So I think that that's why they would do that.
Yep. And then now for our questions from the previous episode, we have Christopher saying, "Great show as always, Mike and Tom. Just curious, have you guys heard anything on the Airbnb IPO?" So this is a great question. And the Airbnb IPO has obviously not happened yet. Once it does happen, we will probably even make a video dedicated to just that. But so far, they're scheduled to have their IPO later this month. They have a valuation of around $35 billion, and they're expected to IPO around the $44 to $50 level. But we will get more information as we get closer to the IPO date. And like I said, when that does happen, we'll probably just make a video strictly dedicated to that.
Yeah, and also be careful with IPOs, because sometimes the IPOs actually go south, like we've seen with Uber and a lot of companies in the past.
Oh, yeah. And then with the next question, we have Danny saying, "You guys mentioned a head and shoulders on DraftKings. Can you briefly explain what that means?" So, Tom, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, so on DraftKings, I actually saw on a daily chart here. What I did was is that I went ahead and had a head and shoulders that I had called out right here. So you can see the DraftKings actually hit off of this level in the past quite a few times. So it hit off of it right here on October 9th, and then right here again on September 17th, and then it also hit yesterday on 12/2, so December 2nd, and then today it actually had a doji or a slightly red candle. But what I was actually looking for was another run up this morning, and that's just based off of a head and shoulders setup. So let me go ahead and get a picture of a head and shoulders really quick.
No problem. Yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a warning. A head and shoulders is one of those more advanced patterns. There's a lot of simple patterns like, breaking resistance or like ascending triangles or things like that. Head and shoulders is a little bit more advanced. So you could see, I'll let Tom take the rest.
Yeah, so right here, oh, oops, I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. But right here is the head and shoulders pattern, and you can see how this actually marks you how there's a shoulder, and then a head right there, and then we have a neckline. So this one's actually going to the downside. So you can see how there's a head and the shoulders to the downside. And what I was actually looking for was for a head and shoulders right here to the upside, since it bounced right here. So I'm actually looking forward to actually just continue bouncing right here. But I was actually trading it yesterday as it bounced off of this as well. So, I got in there, but I was actually looking for another continuation today, which did not happen. But it could also, still happen over the next couple of days. But honestly, with the type of red day we saw today and the way the market came down at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to actually end up playing out.
Gotcha. And then we have Whitney saying, "Thank you for all you do, Mike and Tom. Do you think long-term 3M will get back up to their all-time high?" So, Tom, I know you're pretty big on 3M. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I really like 3M. I think that over the long term, they will actually get back up there. They do a ton of stuff with shipping and receiving, which is actually skyrocketing right now with Amazon and everybody like that using more boxes and tape and just everything that you use to ship, like envelopes and everything like that. And they also are getting into making some COVID stuff like masks. They're a huge maker of the N95 mask. I really think that they're a good stock for the long term, and they pay a decent dividend, and they're also like pretty far off their top. So I think that they could retest highs, but just keep in mind that they're a pretty slow mover. So I think that it would take at least 1 to 2 years, a minimum, I would say, for it to hit the high of 259 or 260 again. But I do think that that is doable in the future.
Gotcha. I mean, I like Triple M. They are a Dow stock, but I wouldn't say I'm as bullish on them as you are. But overall, they look pretty decent. With the next question, we have Dina saying, "What sites you guys use for news?" So personally, I use CNBC, Market Watch, and then I also use just the Thinkorswim live news thing. Tom, can you go to the Thinkorswim real quick? I just want to
Yeah.
show everyone how to access it. So all the way to the right. Oh yeah, or right there, you could see that where Tom's cursor is. There's a live news like widget thing where you can just type in any ticker and it just like scans through like all the websites and everything for news. So
Yeah, so like if you saw the SPY falling at the end of the day, you could have typed in SPY right here, and then like you can see how it says at 2:45 Central Time, you could see how it says S&P 500 futures fall following report of Pfizer supply chain issues, and this is normally pretty quick, isn't it?
oh yeah, it's really quick. What else do you use?
I like to use I use this as well. This is what I've been using lately just because of how quick it is. But I also like to use investing.com and MarketWatch and then also CNBC. Those three are the ones I go back and forth between those three all the time.
Gotcha. And then with the next question, we have Nicole saying, "What are your thoughts on EA for the short term?" So let's take a look. I was actually looking at this one a couple days ago, and I actually saw some unusual options activity on it. I don't remember the exact strike or expiration, but I know it was definitely to the upside. But overall, I like it. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I like it to the upside as well. It kind of looks like it's going to fall down maybe over the next couple days, especially if the market falls down. But I think it's holding the 100 SMA, and as long as it can hold this, I'd be pretty bullish on it. But I just think that if the overall market starts falling, it'll obviously pull this down as well. Kind of like how we talked about, the whole if the whole market falls, it just creates a catalyst for other stocks to
Oh
fall.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like the setup looks good, but like Tom just said, if the market has other plans, then it can just ruin the entire setup. So keep that in mind. With the next question, we have Kay saying, "Is Palantir Leap calls good to buy?" So this question really depends on your personal risk tolerance. IPOs, one thing, are pretty risky, pretty volatile, right? So Palantir is an IPO, but another thing is getting long-term options on them. So in my opinion, it's a total gamble unless you've researched this company very deeply and you really believe in them. Then it could be a smart choice. But if you're just looking off of a technical standpoint, it's really high risk, really high reward, especially considering that it did go from $10 to $33 in the past. What is that? Past month. So it's just really risky. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I would definitely only play that with money you're willing to lose. I mean, your chances of losing on that are probably, way higher than your chances to win, I would say. But I think that it could work out. And if like Palantir skyrockets up to $50 or something, you'll obviously make a lot of money on them. But just keep in mind that it's very risky and it's a very high risk, high reward, just like Mike said.
Yep. All right, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or any insight for the market for tomorrow?
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Boeing, and they've done fantastic over the past 2 days. There's been two green candles. I just really like this setup. And if we go to the intraday chart, you can see how much that they've really been breaking up to the upside. I think if they break above 242, this will be an awesome trade for tomorrow. And also in the past, they broke above this high around 235.
Yeah, I really like that setup. Like you just mentioned, on what was it, back in June? It was June 8th. They made a high of around 235. It closed above that level today. It's making higher highs and higher lows. Normally, this is a pretty bullish setup. I like it. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you aren't subscribed to us already, don't forget to subscribe. We post new videos every single day. As always, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you guys want to trade the same options as Tom and I each day, you can click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.